What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we do our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world. Because, gosh, crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next little while, and nothing's even close. We're back from a long break, which has been good. Corey, take it away.
Good morning, Pulsechain. How are we doing out there in crypto land today? I am liking what I'm seeing in the price charts. I'm like what I Hans talking about on Crypto 7 this morning. A lot of long-term bullish momentum. And man, it's just been an exciting times. And I've been disconnected a little bit, kind of touching some grass, if you will. It's been an absolute blast. I went out to the Spanish Virgin Islands. The name of the islands out here in Puerto Rico are called Vieques and Culebra. And man, if you guys want to talk about something beautiful, imagine going to the Hawaiian Islands without all the resorts or the tourism. This is how amazing and beautiful these islands are. It's like literally stepping back in time, 50 to 100 years. It was just phenomenal. And in fact, I got a small story before we kind of kick off the show for you guys today. When we were out there, we went on a scuba diving trip, and we go out with a guy who has been on Culebra Island. Culebra is like the smallest of the Spanish Virgin Islands. Like literally the gas station closes at 3 p.m. There's one gas station on the island. It's insane. And so like we go out with this guy, he's been there for 20 years. He's done over 10,000 dives off of the Caribbean. And so like we go out with him, and it was fun because, my internet just switched off. Can you still see me, Dane?
Yeah, you sound all right.
Okay, can you see me though?
I can't see you. I got your audio, but I can't see you.
All right, so let me see if I can get this to turn back on. I literally bumped it and then it went off. But anyway, so like we go out to the island of Culebra. We get with the scuba instructor. We go out with them, and
we officially lost Corey, I think. You guys in the chat, can you hear me? Or is it on my end? I think it's Corey. Testing. Can you guys hear me all right? Testing.
I'm like, okay, so yeah, can you hear me?
Your audio is gone.
Let me get my internet
for about 15 seconds. Oh yeah.
All right, give me 1 second.
So start back to, we heard you talk about how you're going diving and then we lost you.
Let me get my stuff working again. Jeez.
Not a problem. You're good. Why Corey's getting that? I'm pulling up some of the charts. Yeah. We're already dumping again. Not a problem. So we just went on wasn't like I can tell you guys, we did how many days? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, essentially 9 days of up. So we were due for a little bit of a pullback here. I'm going to show some different targets here, some things that I'm looking at really closely. We'll go in and look at those after Corey shares his story here. That'll be good. All right, Corey, are you back?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Audio's good. We just can't see you.
All right, I think I'm firing back up right now. Let me see if this, all right, I can see the screen again, and we're back.
Sweet. Good to go.
All right, so where were we at? Should I finish my story?
Diving. Yeah, you went diving, and then we lost you.
The guy's like, I'm going to catch a lionfish, and I'm going to feed it to Gertrude. I'm like, who the frick is Gertrude? And he's like, my pet reef shark. I'm like, what? What? A reef shark? So we go on the first dive, and sure enough, while we're down there, he spears a freaking lionfish about yay big. The lionfish are the guys with the spikes that come out. They're poisonous actually if you touch the spikes. And he spears it, and we see. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful diving out there. You got 70 feet visibility. You got all this coral and fish, and it was just amazing. Well, he brings the lionfish back up on the first dive. And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, he's going to feed the shark from the boat. That's what I'm thinking. Like, this will be cool to see. So we get to the second dive spot, and he parks the boat, and he goes, okay, you guys, go snorkeling while we make you guys some lunch. And I'm like, okay, well, what about Gertrude? He's like, well, we'll feed Gertrude when we're down there. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to feed Gertrude while we're down there? And I'm like, while we're diving? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a little scary. You're going to feed a shark? Anyways, we're snorkeling while they're preparing lunch. We see a barracuda, like 3-4 feet big, comes right up to us. They're not afraid of humans. It was wild. And I mean, they come up to your face and they have these big old teeth. And that was pretty cool. And we get back up on the boat, we have lunch, and then we go for our dive. And he's bringing this lionfish on his spear, and we're diving. We go about 50 feet down, and we're cruising along. And I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. We see sea turtle down there. There was lobster down there. It was just gorgeous. And then, sure enough, the dive instructor at one point, he's like this, which means shark. And sure enough, Gertrude comes and she passes us. She's about a 5 to 6 foot long shark. Like, I've never swam in open waters with a shark before. So this was starting to get a little bit scary. The shark zipped past us, and he was thinking that the shark was going to stop and eat the lionfish. And so he's like, I don't know why she's not stopping and eating fish. And so eventually we get halfway point of toward our area. We turn around and then my brother last behind us. We're in like a set of 3 of the instructors in front. I'm in the middle, then it's my brother. And all of a sudden he starts banging on my leg, and I turn around and he's doing this. And I turn around, and sure enough, Gertrude was following us. She was following us the whole time on the way back. And so now we're starting like, oh my God, there's a big old shark following us. What the heck? I let the dive instructor know. He turns around and he's like, okay. He goes, watch. He's like, watch. And he stops, and we're on the bottom of the ocean. And he puts the lionfish down on the bottom of the ocean. Gertrude comes around right in front of me. I'm like 5 feet in front of me. This big old shark comes down, bites up the lionfish, and takes off. It was the wildest experience I've ever had diving. Like a big shark, like eating its lunch in front of us. It was wild, dude. And he's like, I've been doing that since 2017 with Gertrude. She lives here. That's my pet shark. Like, what? What do you mean, bro? Your pet shark? She's gonna eat you? He's like, nah, she's not like big enough to worry about me. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, it was just an absolute wild experience, man. I mean, it was beautiful. So I had to tell that story because that was probably my craziest dive story I've ever had. You're on mute.
Oh, that's crazy. That's so cool. That guy, he got himself a pet shark. I like that.
He's lived there for 20 years. I mean, like, we're talking about an island where the grocery store is one grocery store on the island. It closes at 5 p.m. every day. All the restaurants are closed by 6. Like I said, the gas station closed at 8 p.m. One gas station on the island. Like, it is just the coolest experience, man. I mean, and it's beautiful. Swimming in the beaches, it's like swimming in the pool. Like, literally, the water is so clear, white sand or silver sand. I mean, just absolutely amazing experience. I want to set it up and figure out how I can go out there like every other month and like touch some grass, right? Like, that's my way of touching some grass and getting away. It was awesome, man. I even kind of checked out of crypto for like, I don't know, 3 days. I didn't even look at the price charts. I didn't look at like Twitter. Then all of a sudden I did look at the price charts. I'm like, oh shit, we're pumping. I'm like, we're moving a little bit here. This is kind of cool. And so, yeah, that was the experience out there in the Spanish Virgin Islands. Like I said, the name of the places are called Vieques and Culebra. They are just absolutely amazing places. If you guys are ever out in Puerto Rico, take the ferry out to one of those. Culebra was my favorite. It's like the smallest of the two, and Culebra has like 20 other small islands around it. And so that was my favorite of the two. The Vieques has the bioluminescent, the bio bay where the water glows. And we did that. That was a lot of fun. Literally, like, we put the water like on your hand or on your leg. It looks like
you're an avatar.
Yeah, you have a bunch of stars on you. It's glowing. And it was really cool. And Ling Ling didn't appreciate it. We took her out there with us in the middle of the night, and she freaked out and was crying. But other than that, it was an amazing, amazing experience. So
good for you guys. How cool. Franklin's here. I'll have to take Franklin out there sometime. That'd be
gotta take
fun.
Franklin out there, man. Hey, Franklin, have you visited Vieques or Culebra yet? Man, if you haven't, you gotta get out there, bro. That is like I said it earlier. It's like stepping on Hawaii, going to Hawaii without all the hotels, with all the tourism, like going back in time. It is it's true and out. It's truly a almost like a heavenly experience going out into those islands and experiencing the real Puerto Rico, Caribbean. Like it was amazing.
So cool, man. That's awesome. All right. You want to look at some charts?
Yeah, let's do it, man. I like it. I like that. I like what we're doing. I like that we're having a correction too. Like Hans called it. Hans had a stream the other day and he called the correction. And so like we need it, guys. We're not going to go up. I saw someone comment, or already dumping again. Yes. What do you want? Do you want this straight up? We need a nice W here off the bottom. Nice, good market formation before nothing just goes up, right? And that's a pretty strong move up right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, let me do this. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, we had essentially this is a little red day. So, essentially like a week and a half of pretty much up only, which is great.
Insane.
Yeah. And then, I mean, here's a couple of scenarios, and I am no chart master. I'm literally just like parroting what I'm seeing from guys like Hans. So shout out to Hans, some of you guys that post excellent TA. We appreciate you guys sharing that information. I mean, if you look at, and also shout out to Hans, this was a great tip. I hadn't done this before. So if you come over here to the monthly chart.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
I hadn't done this until just barely, but I thought this was great. So on the monthly, we can draw our horizontal lines where price was frequently, right? So here's one that I drew. You can see lots of touches there. Here's another one here that I drew. I need to move that just a hair somewhere in there. But when we have these drawn, we can see really strong points of support and resistance. And this is the one I want to focus on. So if we go back to the daily, I mean, this is a really strong area. And the nice thing is we blasted right through it here. There was no resistance coming back up through here. You could see there was resistance here. There was a bunch of touch points.
Yep.
We broke down, but here we broke above it. And it'll be really, I'm curious to see it. I mean, I'm wondering if we come down here over the next, maybe a couple of weeks and we kind of trend down and then see if we can hold this as support and head back up. That'd be a nice lower high. Or, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we came back down, if we did instead something like, maybe we come back down close to a double bottom here before we head back up, something like that. But either way, just looking for a higher low here. And I am selfishly hoping that we see some good prices next month. Of my last rental that has been an absolute nightmare to get sold under contract. I'm hoping that we get that thing. That'd be a couple $100,000 I could bring back in. That would be nice.
That would be nice. I myself, when Richard tweeted that other day, he tweeted the bottom.
He called the bottom. Yeah. At least so far. It appears like he called the bottom.
I 100% deployed off of that tweet. I was like, boom, all in. And so we'll see if that holds. I think it will. But of course, I'm just a dude on the internet and I tend to be wrong all the time. So, I'm going to, continue. I'll DCA again next month along with you, Dane. So I'm hoping selfishly too, we see a retest of some sort, which is going to be healthy for market structure, guys. We need that. We can't just shoot straight up. And I see people getting so irritated that we don't. It's like, come on, guys. It's just not how it works. In fact, Hans pointed out on one of his streams that it's not the time for that anyways. He even showed a couple other layer ones. Like I think it was Phantom he was showing. He's like, look, like Pulsechain's basically over exceeding the market right now. We need to be having a pullback. We need to run sideways a little longer to kind of fall in line with, where altcoin season is going to be at and where we should be at with the market cycle and timing. And I love how Hans, like, time is more important than price. And so time right now is not quite there. Now it's okay to have these, shoot up a little bit and then come back and correct. And kind of how, like Brett said here, maybe retest resistance, make it support. That'd be great. Or maybe even come and do double bottoms, and that's great too. There's nothing wrong with that. I think this is extremely bullish, though, long term. It shows there's still big players genuinely interested in these assets. And that's what we want, and that's what we need. And so they're creating market structure. Like, what we don't want is just if it just ran flat. If it just ran flat and then you saw nothing, like you see some of these altcoins do, or these meme coins, when they kind of die, they kind of just sit there and there's nothing there's just nothing. It's almost like a flat pulse, right? Play on words here. But this has got a pulse, right? Like it's doing what it's supposed to do, guys. This is what we need to see to instill confidence not only in us, but in bigger players outside of the market that come in and participate, right? That's what we want and need. And so I'm super excited about it, man. And I don't have any more rentals to sell. I do have one, but I'm not selling that one. My sister's living in it currently, so I can't kick my sister out. So. But you got to get out. I'm putting this shit in Pulsechain. See you later, right? Like, now, that's fine. It's also my house I go stay at when I go to Arizona. So I'll probably end up keeping it. But yeah.
Chris got one. Yeah, he mentioned this like a week ago, or a few weeks ago, how he's got one that he's closing on. It's great timing if you get him off now on the idea that we do some numbers here. It's great. And yeah, in fact, Hex Monkey makes an interesting point. I was talking about this with one of my brothers this weekend. He was over for dinner. He brought his family over. We were talking through just some different scenarios, and he said, well, do you have a financial advisor? Now, this brother's is my most conservative brother. He's much more conservative than me. He said, well, do you have a financial advisor? And I said, well, I've talked to about 9 of them. None of them had more money than me. None of them had invested as much as I had. None of them had the expertise or experience. And some of them tried to fake their way through knowing something about crypto, but it was abundantly clear that they didn't know anything about crypto. And so I said, why would I take advice from somebody like that about my money? If you haven't made more money than me, then why would I take advice from you? Like, and no offense to anybody out there, right? If this is you, but gosh, like if you make $60K a year and you got yourself a license, well, it doesn't matter.
You're not giving me advice. I'm never taking advice with anybody who needs to make more money than I do, and they got to make a significant more, not like a little bit more. It needs to be like a substantial amount.
I want like an old guy that's done this forever, done tons of investing, has 10 million bucks. Like that's who I'm open to taking advice from.
Give me some information, right? And I'll take it in. Absolutely.
And so that's what I told him. I was like, look, most of these guys, they can't give you financial advice worth their salt. Most of them are just trying to sell you products that they profit from.
That's it.
They give you poor returns, and that's all it is. And he had this big like aha moment where he was like, wait, they're going to make money from just selling you products. And I said, yeah, that's what they do, which is fine, but it's just not for me. And so we were talking through some different points. He said, well, when do you want to retire? What age do you want to retire? And I said, I don't have a number, as fast as humanly possible. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? How cool would it be to be able to, not necessarily that, that you wouldn't do anything. You would always have something going on, right? But what a situation it would be if you could wake up in the morning and say, you know what, today I'm going to take the kids and we're going to go on a hike, or we're going to go to a movie. We're going to go, your kids are only going to be with you until they're, for so many years before they're gone forever. And so I just want to be able to make those types of decisions. And this is funny how this has shifted for me, Corey. I really bad, and I still like these things, don't get me wrong, but you really bad wanted the fancy car or more fancy cars and a crazy house.
Your system.
Yeah. I told my wife the other day, I'm like, look, my main thing for this bull run is I just want more freedom, where it doesn't have to be a crazy house. It doesn't have to be crazy cars, but I just want more freedom where I could feel like I had multiple years of income in the bank. And I could say, hey, now we could make different decisions if we want. So it's cool to see that. My brother, I turned some lights on for him, and we'll see if we can't get him more invested in crypto.
That's how I define success. I want to be able to do what I want with whom I want, however I want, when I want. Like, that's it. If I want to wake up and be like, you know what, I'm going back to Culebra for a month, I'll see you guys. Like I want to, but I have that optionality there. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, or maybe I will. But like having those options and creating memories with people that you care about and love is one of the most important things about living your life and this journey that we're on with our loved ones and family is creating those memories. Because when we die, like you're not going to take the house and the boat and the car with you, but you do take the memories with you. I believe that. I do believe we take the experiences with us. That stuff is ingrained in us and makes us who we are as a person, right? And so like that stuff is what I'm really after for this next, this leg of my life. Like that's what I'm really trying to achieve and make my goal is like having true freedom. And so it's that's it, man. You hit the nail on the head. Yep. And yeah, you guys want FU money, man. I had a little bit of FU money through my real estate entrepreneurial journey, and I got a little bit out of my system. I used to own a brand new Corvette C8. Wasn't the Lamborghini, but it was like, to my opinion, it was like right under. That was an awesome car. I did a lot of stupid stuff with my money that I probably shouldn't have done, that you do when you kind of get money at first. And I kind of got it out of my system, right? It's like, I'm glad I did. And yeah, so this next leg of my entrepreneurial wealth creation journey is going to look a little bit different in the first leg.
Right, exactly. So you could always go buy, I'm telling you guys, you could always go buy more rentals. Rentals are slow money. You should have a fast, you should have a medium, and you should have slow money buckets. And you should focus, in my opinion, on the fast and the medium money. Don't put any money in the slow bucket unless you need like some depreciation for tax purposes. All the money should be in fast and medium buckets until you get to a point where you're generating, double or triple what you need to live on each year. And then you could start putting some in the slow money buckets. But one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're investing is they go right to the slow money. And you can become not an investor very quickly because the slow money is so slow that if you have a problem, do you have, point in case, if you have a rental that's paying out $300 to $500 net a month, and then you have a bad tenant come through, do you have 30 to 60K just sitting in the bank that you could go rehab the property if you need to? Because you just lost like 5 years of passive income. A lot of people go out of business like that. Yep. So you got to fast and medium. I'm telling you, fast and medium buckets, focus there first, then go do the slow money stuff.
And that ties back to one of our favorite sayings too, that we're always talking about. We want to use crypto as a wealth creation tool and use real estate as a wealth preservation tool, right? Nothing wrong with real estate, but it's just a tool. It's a tool in the tool belt, and you got to know how to utilize it. And creating wealth through real estate, man, we've done it, right? We've gone down that road, and it sucks. It just sucks so bad. And it's just, there's anybody who has substantial wealth, like I'm talking 100 million, 500 million, a billion, those guys didn't create that wealth through real estate. Most of the guys, there might be a select few, very select few with commercial real estate and hotels, stuff like that. But like most guys use real estate as a wealth preservation tool, or most of these real ultra wealthy. Like you go talk to freaking Elon Musk, right? Like he didn't create his money from real estate. Go talk to Jeff Bezos. That wasn't through real estate. Like these guys created it from tech businesses. Talk to some of these billionaires out here in Puerto Rico that made their money in crypto, right? They want some real estate because they want to preserve some of that wealth and have some exposure there, so they don't have the downside risk when a bear market comes in crypto. So they want exposure to real estate, but they didn't create their wealth through that. And so I feel like a lot of people get that mixed up, especially the industry we came from, Dane. The way that the drum is beat and the message that's kind of spit out over all these gurus, it's ass backwards. And we see it with all our friends, man. A lot of our friends, man, they just, maybe at the top of their game, they might be worth 10, 20 million. And I'm talking like at the end of their top of their game. Like, I don't want to be the end of it. Be like, okay, I'm only worth 10 million when I'm 60, 70 years old. No. It's going to be a lot more than that.
Agreed. Yep. Agreed 100%. So, in fact, here's an interesting, I wasn't planning on talking about this today, but I think it's an important, if I were here listening to this, then my next question would be, well, what do you like for fast and medium money? Let's talk about that a little bit. So we're all here for crypto. That's fast, right? That's your fast bucket. In fact, I would even say that could be a medium bucket thing if you're going to take profits and then put money in and stablecoin pools. So that's kind of like a medium. And the reason I would quantify that a little bit more medium is because you're very liquid. So, the gains or the returns there, even if you're 5 to 15%, well, the returns there, that's more slow money returns, but you're liquid. So you add the liquidity thing to it where you could come in and out whenever you want. That's a pretty big deal. Most investments that I'm aware of that I've participated in, you're not liquid in most of this stuff. You got to park your money and sit for multiple years. So I would say that's a medium bucket. So crypto is fast and medium, in my opinion. What else do you like, Corey, outside of crypto?
I mean, it depends if you're trying to create wealth or preserve wealth, right? Like if you want more of the long term, of course, real estate's going to be great, right? And I'm not just any real estate. I'm talking about like syndications, right? These are the real long term buckets I enjoy putting money because I don't have to be the operator. I don't have to be the person who finds the deal, and I can kind of park it there, and then I make basically an APY in crypto terms. And then you get some tax benefits, you get the upside appreciation. And so that stuff is what I like to do for my long term. But for short term, man, if you're trying to get some fast money, now I will say this, being an entrepreneur and you're trying to grow your wealth fast, maybe you need more money to put in crypto. The problem with crypto, Dane, is you need more money to put in crypto to grow that crypto portfolio. Like real estate, you can go actually do real estate deals with no money down. You can actually do it. You can go out door knocking, you can cold call, you can get deals. And so there is a bit of a fast money element when you're flipping houses or doing what's called wholesaling. But it's not passive by any stretch of the measure, guys. It's very active, and you're going to create yourself a job, but you can create yourself a very high paying job where then you can take that money and then do what me and Dane did, and we've rolled it into crypto. And that's what we've done with a lot of this, fast money to medium money. And I mean, obviously, you could go into stocks, you could go into other more slower, like buying Tesla, or maybe find the newest AI tech company that's following NVIDIA. That's the new cutting edge, and you could go in there, and that could be a little bit of your fast medium bucket if you want it, right? You could kind of create some of the same effect in the stock market, or have more of a long-term effect in the stock market too. Like buying Teslas, buying blue chips, right? And you're going to be able to sit on that. And you're probably going to be all right over the next 10 years. You might have some corrections in there. Who knows? But I don't see Tesla going away. I think Elon is going to be innovating to the day he dies. This is how the guy thinks. Once again, you're betting on the operators and this stuff. You're betting on the founders and this stuff. Kind of how we bet on Richard Hart. I see a lot of the same traits I see in Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, these guys who I love and respect. I see a lot of those same traits that they have in Richard Hart, which is why I fell in love with Richard Hart as a operator, if you will. And that's how you look for investments, right? And and you look for opportunity too. You need to see opportunity, and we saw massive opportunity with what's going on in this ecosystem. And the opportunity is still here. So there's a bit of I still love real estate. You can create some fast money and medium money out of it. You're going to break your back doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you've never created wealth through being an entrepreneur, one of my mentors, him, Eric Spotford, he likes to say, I had to become a millionaire in here first before I became a millionaire here. And he became a millionaire in here first by creating that hustle and bustle grunt business of being an entrepreneur and all the headaches and problems that it gave you. And it forces you to grow as a person. And so that element is what most crypto investors miss. And that's why you see all the negativity in the sickness and mindset of people on Twitter who are in this space, because they never became a millionaire in here first. They don't have the mindset, the growth mindset that's needed. They never worked on personal development. And that part comes with creating a business. It really does, man. It changed my life. I tell people all the time, I was a alcoholic, drug addict, single guy, sleeping with all kinds of women, living this rock and roll lifestyle. When I became an entrepreneur, and through entrepreneurship and real estate, it saved my life, right? I've been sober for multiple years now. I got a family. I live in Puerto Rico. A lot of this stuff came out from being an entrepreneur and growing through the entrepreneurship journey. So there's more than financial gains that came out of that. You get some fast money, you get some medium money, out of that, and then you take that money and roll it into some more fast money like crypto, and now you're compounding that wealth effect, which is insanity. And that's how you create the 10 million, 20 million, $50 million gains, or your multiple cycles too, like Brizology here. I feel like if you're in multiple cycles, that will also create some of that mindset, that inner growth of that you need, like becoming a millionaire here first. If you've done multiple cycles in the crypto space or any investment space, because you have to really learn to be, I don't know, a different person in many different respects when you're around this stuff for multiple cycles. So that could be a way too.
Yeah, I like
that was a long rant.
In fact, no, that was excellent. Let me, in fact, this will tie in really nicely. Let me go ahead and share this video, this clip. It's only like a minute long, but it ties in really nicely here. Let me change and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can hear the audio here. One second.
Hex Monkey, mine too, man. He made me like triple, quadruple my ink exposure, that damn bastard. Trying to keep up with that guy. I can't get enough ink. Go ahead, play it.
All right, let's see.
This piece of advice that you would tell your younger self.
Can you hear it?
A conversation with your 20-year-old
self.
Not
really. You can, but
so
you can't hear the voice.
How old?
Let me get it to come through your speaker. Let's change the settings here really quick. Let's go right here, and let's do this.
And then rewinder.
Are you now?
34. Just turned 30.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
34. Just turned 34.
What's the best piece of advice that you would tell your younger self? You're having a conversation with your 20-year-old self. What's the number one thing that you would tell your younger self?
So you have to understand that who you are today is a set of programs. Like your brain is a computer system, and who you are is just what your parents taught you, what your institutions taught you. If you were in religious structures or sports or anything, that's who you are. It's a program in your brain. So if you don't like your situation, you feel like you're limited, you feel like everybody else is like crushing it and you're not, it's just because your program has a virus and you have to rewire your mind. So meditation, mental rehearsal. You know, I worked with Sports Illustrated for the last couple of years, and nobody talks about this, but like Steph Curry meditates before a game. He visualizes. Michael Jordan said it was just as important to spend time in the mind gym as it was the mental gym. Kobe believed every shot he took, it was going to go into the net. So everything's a mind game. Like that's all it is. And once you program yourself to win, you can only win. It's the only option.
It's 100% correct, Dane. I got a follow-up story to this. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It ties into exactly this stuff about rewiring the brain to be a different person and through meditations. And when I started doing that, Dane, my company at the time, I had a wholesale company, and I was doing maybe like, I don't know, it was very low, maybe 6 figures a year. I started implementing Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations and reprogramming the brain, and there's a lot of personal development and growth. It really was. My company went over the next 6 months, and of course, with mentorship and training, and like, I mean, it's not all like just, oh, you just got to visualize only. There is some others, you got to put in work with it. But like, we started going to where we had 6-figure months, like it was consistent 6-figure months. And it all started with Dr. Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Absolutely phenomenal book. If you guys haven't read it, I recommend reading it. You really do have to rewire yourself for success. I mean, depending on my upbringing was not healthy in any regard. It was like very destructive, and I had a very destructive lifestyle because of it there for a while. And so like I had to rewire myself, reprogram myself. And it's not all the way, you're never all the way there. I think you're always working on it. That's great stuff, man.
Yeah, really good, right? So I was just thinking about, what are the programs that you put into your brain to be able to go get the results that you want? We're all here with Richard, right? Because we believe in Richard, and I'm telling you guys, I feel it in my bones. I think that's a good bet. I really do, and I could be wrong. You
mentioned crypto, bro. Period. Sorry, that's just period.
Yeah,
I like sure bet.
Agreed. So yeah, I would say as far as fast and medium buckets, You can do some stuff in real estate that's faster and medium. You can do short-term rentals and some of that stuff, which is really cool. In fact, we've got some groups that do that where you can just park money there and you can have a faster or medium bucket type of return, which is really cool. There's some guys that do some apartments that give you types of returns that are like medium bucket type of stuff, which is really cool. Plus you get all the tax incentives. And like Corey said earlier, if you're not working for yourself right now, I think that from the bottom of my heart, I think you should go do that if you make enough money from this crypto bull run to give yourself some runway. The skill set that you learn there is something that you can't replace. No one can take away from you. Change your brain and your heart forever. And gosh, if you can go do that, you become a version of yourself that you could only dream of.
Only dream of. You become the millionaire in here first. And guess what? Now you start making millions and you keep millions and you grow millions. It's an amazing journey. I'm so blessed. And so, I mean, I thank God every day that I'm on it and that I found it, right? Like there was, I don't know, man, there was a time in my life where, I don't know, it was very questionable if I was going to find this journey or not. I don't even know if I'd be here today. Like, I really don't know, man. I mean, I was a very destructive lifestyle, and it was the entrepreneurial journey that saved me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, the other tip, and I hope this sticks in your brain, if you go and you follow some of what we're saying and you start your own business after this crypto bull run, you're going to waste a lot of money on a lot of dumb things because you don't know any better. Go and hedge your risk. Go be smart. I'm telling you, whatever you're going to do, I like this idea. Dropship business. I love it. I think that's great. Whatever you're going to do, go be very conservative on things you spend money on marketing you purchase, on leads you buy, on products you develop, because you're going to learn very quickly that pretty well everything you think is wrong and you need to do something, you're going to need to adjust. And so spend a little bit of money to learn and then go spend more money.
That's part of the journey, man. That's getting your ass kicked. You're going to get kicked in the teeth.
We'd have so much more money in the bank right now had I been a little bit more conservative on some of those early decisions. Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, I won't go there. Plenty of lessons learned.
Once again, lessons learned. You got to be able to learn how to take a step back and go, how did I F up there, and make it a win by learning the lesson and not repeating.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I like this comment. I'm right in the part of the journey where everyone's telling me to quit, but I'm not. I'll finish this.
Push harder.
Love that. Especially right now. Like, where can you go? Seriously. Like, where could you go? And let's be incredibly conservative. Where can you go and double your money this year? Like, seriously, where could you go, park some money, not have to do anything else?
Active or
double
passive?
Your money.
No, passive. Yeah. Passive.
Yeah. There's plenty of ways to double your money, right? But show me another place where you can just sit some money and reasonably have a reasonably decent chance that money at least doubles in the next year. I don't know anywhere. I don't know anywhere other than maybe like some tech stocks you want to go and bet on. But gosh, like, you can't go anywhere else. And that's what so many people are missing here. I've told a ton of our retail buddies, I'm like, look, this is an opportunity. A double is staring you in the face right now. An easy double, in my opinion. Staring you in the face. Where else can you go and get that? And they don't know anywhere. And so I'm like, why are you not invested here? Why are you not? I'm screaming from the top, from my rooftop. But so some are going to listen to someone.
But and then we've had a lot of guys who've come along this journey with us, and kudos to them. We've brought along a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of real estate guys along this journey with a lot of family members. Just it's been an exciting journey, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm so blessed.
Yep, exactly. So it'll be a ton of fun. Yeah, so guys, I mean, once again, I was going to pull up the other RH tickers, but they pretty well all look the same. So, we did a nice pump there. Everything's pulling back. It'll be really fascinating to see. I've been patient, and I'm really comfortable being patient. I want to see a higher low here, and I'm curious to see at what level we get that. And so patiently waiting. Guys like Hans have said, we're looking for a higher low. Soda said the same thing. So where do we get that higher low, or do we get a double bottom here? I don't know. But gosh, these are, if you want a dollar cost average and you're being less patient than me, I think this is probably as good a time as any.
Yeah, Hans did a stream this morning with Crypto 7. If you guys want to watch that, that was amazing. He also did one the other day. You know, it's funny, Dane. You know, me and you are pretty bullish on Pulsex and Inc. He has a lot of the what my beliefs are, and he was talking about his last stream how he thinks Pulsechain Pulse is going to be the winner at the end of the movie. He feels like
so here's an interesting thing to talk about. In fact, one of them, Steven, I don't think he's here, but I was talking with Steven DMs, and he was thinking that Hex and Pulse could go on a run here. And I said, why? The trend here, at least for almost a year or over a year, has been pretty consistent. And when we have a pump, it's been Inc and Pulsex that overperform. And he said, Dane, you know, he said, if all you do is go and look on Twitter, everyone feels that way. And when everyone's feeling a certain way, it's typically wrong.
That's what Hans said.
And he was right. And I was like, oh, I'll have to, you're not wrong. I'll have to
just have some exposure.
Think about how I'm going to use these next DCAs. Yeah. That's all.
It's not, I think Inc and Pulsex are going to freaking rip. I do. And I think we still have a lot more upside before Pulse catches up. So you can even play that game a little bit more, but be very cautious, especially if you're going to sell your Pulse into Pulsex or Inc. Because if you look at the price chart,
the ratio, that'd be a terrible
right ridiculous. And so, like, Hans, like, I'm not buying this. This is retarded. Like, what's like all you guys buying this, selling your Pulse for this? Like, and again, and that's why I try to keep my exposure pretty equal. But even still, my Pulse exposure is bigger than most of my other exposure, and I've thought about it multiple times. How do I want to reallocate? How do I want to moving forward my new DCAs? Like you said, how should I allocate going forward with that stuff? And and guys, we can't give you advice on this shit. Like this is like you got to make that decision. You have to be the one to sit down and go, how do I want to do this? I mean, like Sami says it all the time. Like, if you don't want to guess, just like put allocations all across all of them. Like, oh, here you go. And that's a lot of my stance with this stuff. But it's stuff to think about. So there's Crypto 7. What up, bro? Just shout out your stream today with Hans. Was a freaking fire ass stream, man. I love that you're having him on every couple of weeks. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, man. It's a good check-in with the price charts, which I always love.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, Corey, we look at this really quick. I think this is important because I think a lot of people are messing this up right now. But gosh, I mean, we go and we look at Pulsex versus Pulse.
I mean, I like it, Nate. I love the chart.
Pulsex putting in new all-time highs against Pulse. I think it's
ridiculous.
I think that I can talk about what I would do, with new money. I certainly wouldn't rotate any of my Pulse into Pulsex. I mean, this is as poor a deal as you've ever gotten since Pulsechain has been around to go do that right now. But bringing in new money, I don't think it's the craziest idea to buy some of all the RH tickers here. Yeah, it'll be
because against the dollar is still a good value against the dollar. But I mean, you'll look at your portfolio and go, okay, how much of this do I have versus this, and make decisions based off the weights of your portfolio. And if you have a lot of exposure in Pulsex, I mean, maybe think about some exposure in the absolute contrarian play right now, which is Hex. Like right now, it's like almost the most contrarian play. It's the most hated one of all of them. That's why my last DCA, I went into Hex. I went into Hex in my last DCA. I'm not sticking at 555. I'll tell you that. But I did buy me some P-Hex.
Nice. I got some a few weeks ago as well. It's been a long time since I bought P-Hex, but I got some too. Yeah.
It is RH's first child, man. He's not going to throw that baby out in the bathwater. I'll tell you that. I mean, could it get sold down and beat up by a bunch of sharks? Sure. And could Inc be the winner at the end of the movie? Sure. But I got exposure there too. So I'm not worried too much about it.
Right. Here's some alpha for you. This is a good one. It's a simple one too. This isn't this isn't anything super crazy, but gosh, like one of the things Corey and you and I have been talking about this in our group, and I think it's good to share it here. If you're looking at Pulsex versus Inc.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I mean, the chart's been holding beautifully.
I've been printing some money, dude. Printing some cash. It's been great, dude. I love the liquidity farms right now. Oh, only on that pair, though.
Yeah.
Only on that pair. And I got stop losses put in place where if it reaches different levels, I'm out. But like right now, man, it's a cash printer with, of course, there's risk, but you can see in the chart the risk that you're taking, right? And it's just been beautiful.
I mean, look at this. Let's see. On the monthly, I mean, this has been, gosh, 1, 2, 3. I mean, 4 months it's kind of been hanging out in this range right here.
Give it to me.
With pretty little impermanent loss. Yeah, I put a pretty significant chunk in there a few weeks ago, and it's great. You know, it's great.
You must love passive income, Dane. That's what I'm hearing here.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. Especially if you think Inc. is going to do something, you know, reasonable this bull run. Like, if you can get it without getting a lot of impermanent loss, you may as well try to get some, you know.
Grab yourself some Inc, man. You'll be in good face with Brizology. The Inc token maxi is in the chat. Like, that's the yeah. I aspire to be the Inc maxi he is one day.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Inc is king. That's funny.
It's good, man. I'm enjoying it. It was yeah, I'm enjoying my position. I'm glad I went a little harder on Inc, and that is because of Briz. So congrats. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. We're going to have you on Open Mic Friday. Feel free to come on, bro, or anytime you want to come on and do a show, let me know. Be more than happy to come on and talk about your experience in crypto.
Yep.
So
absolutely. Cool. Well, that's probably a pretty good place to wrap. I got to jump off and grab some lunch before my next call.
Right. Real quick, guys, I won't be on all week. I'm still on like part-time back in the hopper. My family's still here in Puerto Rico. We're going to still go out and enjoy the main island now. We haven't really done much in the main island. We went over to the Spanish Virgin Islands. Now we're going to do some stuff here. But we'll be off and on all throughout the week. I'm not sure what days. I think tomorrow I won't be in the hopper. I'll be in Old San Juan. And then we're going to check out some waterfalls. But we'll definitely be on 2 or 3 more times. And, yeah, hit the likes, man. Come on, smash the bell notification. Help pump our algorithm a little bit, get us the views. Guys, also, I wanted to promote Crypto 7's new channel. Go over there and subscribe to that. I saw that I was literally on the freaking islands when I saw his channel get shut down. So if you guys want to go over there, help him out. The guy, man, he brings probably some of the biggest views on a YouTube channel I've ever seen. I mean, he'll get like easily 2,000 views on one of his shows. Like, let's pump his ass back up. And yeah, guys, and we're here. I'm glad we're back, and it's going to be a fun ride. I'm excited to be and blessed to be on this journey with you guys.
Yep, we'll catch you guys later this week. We'll see you then.
Peace.